Dinny Ken. What inspired you to get into paintball? As a player, I just went down to a local paintball site once with a bunch of mates, loved it, got hooked, end of. Going back to the old question, the last question about my job, was I was in working for a crap firm, and I used to work on a Saturday at Manchester Paintball. Loved it. Julian was looking for a business partner here. He was looking to settle down into a bit more of a permanent job, and the business was going down the tubes because the owner, which is Jack's uncle, Graham, his wife was very ill. Didn't have time to run the business. He was basically going to close it, and Jack was keeping it open. Me and Jules got a few £1,000 together. I borrowed some money off my dad, and we got into it because of that, really. Just because I loved paintball and wanted to eat it, breathe it, think about it all the time, working it, everything I could do to do with paintball. It's just intoxicating, and wanted to be there, so that's why I got involved. Paintball Guru 92, can we have free stickers? No. We do give free stickers away to certain people. Come to our booths, or if you ask very, very nicely and don't cut and paste the email that we get off Paintballer, and you actually make an effort and ask for them nicely, then you might get them. You have to say please, thank you, it costs nothing. Odd job, who in the world would you most like to meet and why? I don't really have any sort of heroes or idols really that I'd like to meet. Jenna Jameson, I'd say, and why, you can work that one out for yourselves. I believe she's looking quite rough these days, so let's say Jenna Jameson 15 years ago. Right, good. Dark Warrior, what's the hottest sauce you've ever tasted, and where was it? Pure Cap's the hottest one I've ever tasted. I've actually got a hotter one. I've got one that's worth a couple of $1,000 in a little sealed thing, but I've never tasted that. It's supposed to be really hot. Pure Cap, absolute killer. Don't like to have it. You can't have it neat really, and it's the one sauce that when you come to Planet or somewhere and someone says, oh, I can take your hottest sauce, and that's the one we give you. Well, that's when you end up dribbling over a sink for half an hour, don't you, Robbo? Okay. Paintballer IE. Will be seeing Planet Eclipse loader or mask soon? No. A dog. Is it true that you and some of the boys went on an old TV show called X Fight and failed? No. We didn't fail. We didn't win. It was, if you don't go into something in your life, then you're never going to be able to do it, are you? So, no, we did alright, we had a laugh, and it was good. So, leave me alone. Sponge 10. Which did you prefer, old school woodland tourneys or new school two-pair? Both, loved them both. I was there during the transition. I was actually there during the invention of hyperball and super. I was at the first ever super event. I was at the first ever hyperball event. I was actually at the meeting place where they all met and decided what they were going to do. Hyperball, Laron was there. He went off and did his super. WDP did the hyperball. Loved them both to absolute pieces. I suppose I was very, very good in the woods. Yeah, I was very good in the woods, where I wasn't too bad at super, but the woods I suppose was better at, a bit more sneaky. But I do, by the way, understand that we had to progress from the woodlands into the super. I think it's a great progression, and I think it's something we should carry on doing. But I still think we've lost sight of where we all came from, and that was in the woods, so we should get back in the woods. Evo Online, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Who knows? I'm not sure where I'll be in a year's time. So 10. Where will I be in 10 years? Well, I'm a Man City fan, so I'm hoping that some Arab will come along, give me €100 million. Then I'll be on a beach. Jack Judge, what would you recommend to someone who wishes to work in the paintball industry? There's very few people actually work in the paintball industry and do their dream. It's not like we roll around the floor, do commando rolls all day. It's a job. Every job's a job. If you work on an assembly line, assembling cars, or you paintball guns, or CD players, it's a job. If you work in accounts at Planet, it's the same as working in accounts anywhere else. So, if you're lucky enough to work at a paintball place and it's a great place to work, then great. I think Planet's a great place to work. Everybody that works here, I think, does as well. But it's just a job, and go off and do a job, basically. So I would say don't worry about working in the paintball industry. Unless you want to open a paintball site, then great, go and open a paintball site. Mad Dog Witty, where would you like paintball to be in 5 years? Back where it was a few years ago, I suppose. Sorry, the part I'll have your question. What would have to happen for us to get there? Are we evolving as a sport, or are we just trading one problem off for another set of problems related to the pigeon? Okay. Yes, there are problems, but I don't think any of the problems are unsolvable. You're in an economic crisis around the world where leisure industry is going to suffer. People, if they can't afford to put food on the table to feed the kids, they're not going to be spending £100 out, buying some paint to go and shoot at each other. The leisure industry is not going to die. I think it'll struggle for a couple of years, and then we'll come back stronger. But I think every now and again we have these recessions, and we just sort of work through them, and we end up with a stronger industry at the end of it. Hopefully that's where we'll be. I'd like to see some really good structured woodland tournaments, some more scenario stuff, more people just playing paintball and having fun, and not thinking that everybody needs, you've got to have fun. You don't have to be the world champion at anything to have fun in this world, and having fun's the most important thing, so have fun. Andy H, will you call next year's Ego, assuming there is one, blah blah blah. No idea, design tell me what it's called. It's not actually true, but no idea. Guys, give us a chance. We've only just done 09. It took us about 8 months to call it Geo, and it's the same letters that's in Ego. I mean, go figure. All right. McVitie's, if you had to choose one place in which to sell Planet Eclipse gear, would you stick to the UK or American scene? Well, the American scene, because there's a lot more people there than here. But there's that doesn't mean I want to go and play, go and sell in the UK, not sell in the UK or not sell in America. It's just a stupid question, really, because it's okay. Let's cut off my arms and we'll sell just to the UK. That's not going to work, is it? So sorry. Snacks. What would the main non-related paintball skills you need to become a good paintball player? I thought about this and I was like, I don't really know. Every person's different. The one thing about paintball is that you don't necessarily have to be male, female, fat, thin, whatever. If you want to play competitive paintball and be good at it these days, and the only real good competitive paintball out there is on super fields, I would say you need to be an athlete now. And that's the one thing that I've never been, but I think it's the one thing that if you want to be a great paintball player, an athlete, and if you're a bit of a chubby like me, it's a fat suit this, by the way.